for a second. I didn't want to say anything. I got a tiny bit nervous because I thought like we got banned from YouTube because it does happen sometimes. But I didn't receive an email, so because normally I'll receive an email when they flag me or some shit like that. So,
And again, what are we doing wrong? I mean, let me tell
uh,
you.
bro, what can you do wrong? You could do you just speak truth and that's wrong. And
Yeah,
they call it misinformation or disinformation.
yep.
And it's I cringe when I hear that actually. I heard it several times today. I was trying to watch, catch up with the media and see what's going on out there, and that's when I bumped into the whole AI situation because I didn't know it was that serious. Like people were
Oh,
um yeah, on top of it. What I did find a little suspicious and eventually in this program, while we're shooting live, I'll get more used to integrating the screen because I want to show people certain things. But when I was watching Fox News, because I go through all the channels, not channels, I'm sorry, like the stations on YouTube, and the exchange, hold on, sorry, that's burp. The exchange that I saw on Fox News between Mr. Kirby from the Pentagon. I think he's the Secretary of Defense. I can't think off the top of my head right now, but he was sparring with the news reporter, and it seemed so scripted, like Hollywood,
oh,
Because she's like, "Well, you were chasing 30 drones," and he's just like, "No, no, 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 okay," but it's just like it seemed so. You get what I'm saying?
if I think if you pay attention to all those talks, the Pentagon talks, the world leader talks and all that, half that stuff, first of all, makes no sense because it's almost equivalent to reading off a teleprompter. You know what I'm saying? Like they were told this is what you're gonna say, this is what he's gonna say, this is his line, this is her line, and they just go along with it, and then you have the poor acting on top of it. If you really pay attention, you got that the spokeslady for the United States. I forget her name. Every time they ask those wild
You're
questions.
talking about Karine
Yeah,
Jean-Pierre?
man, she just she's wild. Like not only is she real, but she's just too wild.
She's a
Like so
traitor.
if you ask a question that you don't want uh to answer, it's not even like she brushes you off. She gives you a look first, and then a next question. It's like, whoa, I wanted that answered. You know what I mean? Like she's wild like that. There's been times that she walked off. She even walked off like, yeah, this is over. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is where you have the freedom of press at this point. These are questions being asked about our country,
Bro,
and you can't even answer that.
ain't no freedom of press, bro. She has a list of names to call on, and maybe she'll consider Peter Ducey from Fox News and a couple of other characters that rebel against um hold on, it looks like YouTube is trying to tell me something over here. What's up, YouTube? Talk to me.
Uh-oh, dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. And that, I would like to, so really quick, before we start getting into AI, like these problems that we've been having on YouTube and TikTok, the whole censorship. Now, obviously, we have the freedom of speech in the United States. Wait, hold on, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Yeah, we have, freedom of speech in the United States so long as it's in a public space. But now, once you start privatizing everything, now you get to make rules where if, in a movie theater, you don't have the right to speak however you want, or in a grocery store because it's a private entity. And if they don't like the way you're speaking, they can just trespass you and you're gone.
yep.
The problem with that is that we're running out of room. We're rapidly running out of room and land, per se, in the United States because everything's getting, bought. everything's getting bought.
Hmm.
So we're in a situation where, yeah, you can have freedom of speech, but these platforms don't have to give you freedom of speech. You don't have that right on these platforms. They can obviously control what you say and how you say it. So that's the reason why I've been pausing. I don't know exactly what's happening with YouTube right now, but no, everything looks fine. I mean, we are live, but it was like stopping me for a second, and I'm not sure why. And that's why, the reason why I brought that up because you have to walk on eggshells. Like, did I say something wrong? Can I not say this? Can I not say that? You know what I'm saying.
Well, I've seen some wild videos, podcasts, and all that stuff, and you know, it's like if we put let's just say Facebook pretty much got their shit down. You know what I mean? Like nothing political, even though they campaign for other people. They may favor this and that and take down this person, but the one thing that bugs me out is some people can get very political, like, vote for this guy or else. You know what I mean? And that's fine for some reason. I find that, what do you mean, or else what? What are you gonna do? Like, is that threatening? You threatening me or whatever? You know what I'm saying? But
Are you talking? Yeah, you're talking about like fear mongering.
yeah, like them videos that, like,
Yeah.
they try to brainwash you to vote for the right person or whatever, But
Democracy's at
yeah,
stake.
it's at stake. If you vote for this guy, it'll be the end. You know what I mean? Vote for him. World order will be in our hands. Like, it's like wild, like watching these videos. It's like, yo. And then when whoever gets, let me tell you something. It's so funny because, what people don't realize is, you get these, you know, the election time comes, it's, after Trump, it'll probably be somebody else again, somebody, and so on and so on, you know, and listen, if they made five simple promises, they'll achieve one throughout the whole term, one, maybe, working on the other one for the other president to get elected and maybe work on it if they want to, you know,
Well, I don't want to go off track,
oh yeah,
but
yeah.
definitely, yeah, yeah. I wasn't sure where you were going with that. I was trying to take notes, but you were talking about presidents. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But no, I mean, we were trying to, talk about censorship and back to that whole AI situation, having the freedom to talk, say whatever you want to say on a platform. And, you did mention Facebook and stuff. So I think Facebook is about to start opening up because, the conversations that Mark Zuckerberg and Donald Trump has had, who knows what they were talking about. But, uh, I mean, let's just get to the whole AI thing. How do you feel about that? First of all, like, what are your thoughts of AI? Like, truly.
I truly don't believe in it, dude. We're it's a recipe for disaster, honestly.
Well, when you say you
No.
don't believe in it, what do you mean? Like, you don't believe
Okay.
that?
Well, when AI was first introduced, first of all, they did it with the robots, if you remember, many, many years ago. And it was just a head that you was talking to. And you remember all those little supposed interviews. I was like, yeah, we will learn to dominate the human race and
Yeah,
extinct.
isn't it like her name was
Like,
Sophia or something like
yeah,
that?
it got really wild. And what's weird about it is, obviously, if that didn't scare you, or the government for the matter, we just gonna keep moving forward. Now, here we are. Um, I can now take your voice, AI the crap out of it, and do some phony confession. That now they're gonna raid your house, take you in, and you're gonna go through the whole process and spend probably like a month in jail or whatever until, like, oh, this was AI. Sorry, Mr. Ramirez. We're gonna have to let you go. We're gonna drop the charges. Here's $100,000. Bye. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, and
like
that
it's all
would that
washed
would
under the rug. Because it hasn't happened yet. But if you remember a couple of years back, and not even a couple of years back, I still believe in this now, whether it's just me, but when I answer the phone, I change my voice. Yeah, just in case, because supposedly they could use your voice. You know, they had those instances where I don't know if it was true or not, but it was a video, and they were doing the thing. Oh, if you get a text message from a loved one, asking for money, don't send it. Confirm that that's who it is. Like I got to make sure it's
Yeah.
Vic calling me. You know, and then now they have it where they can actually generate your voice. Now it wasn't never perfect. Well, it's actually I follow it very ritually. It is getting better and better. You don't have the gaps in there. Like today on YouTube, and it's my voice.
Yeah,
Now it's like
so
now it's like today on YouTube, like it's getting tighter and tighter, and
that's
that
true.
that's creepy, man.
What I would
It's
say about
creepy.
that, when you're talking about AI and what I would call modulation or a voice effect, or even a text message at that, because AI can just kind of study your behaviors at this point. From what I'm experiencing, is AI is getting really intelligent, bro. I just saw a video with Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. I think he's pushing him on a cart. Another one, I forget exactly what it was, but it looks so realistic. Where it's just like the difference is that us as humans, human beings, we understand our own human behavior. It's very significant. So if I'm talking to Henry through an AI, like if AI said, "Okay, we're gonna take over Henry," and we're going to use his voice and kind of use his habits and how he speaks without the freezing part, like you're saying. I would already know how you would respond and act to certain things. How you would, you
Exactly.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
there, you can't take away the body language, but can it get that far? Just like I just did right now, like my
yeah.
human behavior. Can it get that far? I mean, it probably can if you give it enough time.
Well, look at James Earl Jones. Okay, did you know before he died? Okay, um, and this is so weird and scary. Okay, this is how AI is working. AI is at that point now. Remember, there's hardly no more skips anymore. You could just talk now. It's to a point that James Earl Jones wants to be the legend of the Darth Vader voice. That's his. He owns it. Before he died, they recorded his voice in the Darth Vader voice tone.
yeah,
So if they wanted to use a future film starring Vic as the new Lord Vader, you're gonna have James Earl Jones' voice as your voice. You know what I'm saying? And that's right now. This is a man who passed away. He's a dead man. He doesn't exist. 1 year from now, we're gonna watch the new Star Wars, and you're gonna have James Earl Jones' voice sitting in there.
yeah.
And don't forget, you got what's his name?
That's so interesting. Yeah,
Crank Lucas, that video I showed you, the rapper that uses all the
yeah,
rappers' voices. Like it's wild, dude. It's like, we all started with auto tune where anybody could sing. Just put on auto tune and let me just say a few words. Oh my God, I sound godly. And I'm a great singer, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? And now it's getting to a point that if you want to sound like Michael Jackson, you got it. So let's step up the game a little bit. How authentic will music be if somebody's using an AI voice? Okay, not meaning that you're gonna sound like somebody else, but all you do is record, "I love music," and it has that voice. Now, when you go into that mic, it can always hit those right notes like what an auto tune will do. I mean, it won't be too long before that happens. I mean, we had a lot of back in the days, like who was it? Britney Spears was notorious. Oh, she lip syncs out of thing. Oh, she sounds horrible. And you know
yeah.
what? She's not a great singer, but whatever's going on in the studio is hot. It's fire. It sells.
Well, when it comes to the AI and the actual natural organic talent per se, yeah, you're not going to get the organic talent, but you can still be talented in how you produce these sounds. Because sound is everything. You could take a banjo and make it sound like whatever, especially when you add effects to it. I don't disagree with the effects part. What I disagree with is taking someone like Britney Spears and putting her on a pedestal and saying, wow, she's one of the best singers on earth.
Yep.
You know, that's where I
And
draw
she's
the
not.
fucking line. That's where I draw the line. And like Beyonce, a couple of times she's used auto-tune, especially on the Carters. I really like that album, regardless of what Jay-Z is and what Beyonce is and how much I disagree with them. They still had a very, very unique, talented album. They used a lot of auto-tune, but it's the way they structured it and the way they produced it, which is what I truly appreciate.
Well,
But
there was this girl. I think her name is Georgia. I can't remember. She's all over Facebook though. She's doing a thing. Don't get me wrong, but what's weird about her? Um, the beat was smooth. The bass line was there. And she started off with an auto tune. Yo, dude, the whole entire song from beginning to end was auto tune. And I'm like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like either you can sing or you can't sing.
that's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? But AI is just getting to a point where I, it's just getting to a point where I think people should worry about it. If you think hackers are having a joy hacking into your account, wait till they start using your voice. You know what I mean? Um,
Well, what is to fear?
that okay, you and I have a very to elaborate on what you were saying, the authenticity of your voice and all, and the way we talk.
Yes.
Okay, it won't be too long before it can start mimicking that because I talk like this. You know what I'm saying, bro? Now AI would take my same voice. I talk like this. Do you know what I'm saying, brother? You're gonna
Now,
know it's not me. You know what I
now
mean?
that's true. So
You're gonna know it's not me. You know?
when it comes to human behavior, again, like body language and just like the cadence in your voice, before when I picked my phone up, you'll have, hi, this is Angela from the great uh, bureau department, whatever. We want to talk to you about your health insurance. Do you have a moment? I mean, now I can tell what AI is and what it isn't. So eventually, yeah, you could get away with it for a little while. Just like no lie on earth, you cannot lie forever. That shit comes to fruition at some point. It's just like a fire. The shit dies out at some point. It's gonna fucking die. If you have a forest fire, whatever the case is. But when it comes to AI, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I mean, maybe it will get to the point where it's like they can deceive masses, like Trump going on air for about 2 minutes. And then it's like Trump is, the AI Trump is like, hey guys, the comet's going to hit the earth. Everybody needs to, and then everything's lights out. And the last thing you remember is Trump talking for the past 2 minutes, but now you can't differentiate what's what because all technology is dead.
Exactly.
So I don't disagree
Exactly.
with that. But when it comes to a long-term thing, like if I'm calling you right now, I already know your behaviors. I've known you for a while. We spoke for many years,
Yeah.
many,
Yeah.
many years. So I would be able to tell what's you and what's not. But say they study us like they do on our phones every single day. They're studying our body language every day. They're studying
They're
us
listening right now.
right now,
They're
exactly.
listening. Oh, we got to
So
work on
what's
that.
to say exactly? What's to say in 10 years they're not studying this behavior, even interrupting each other or saying, well, but like, dude, it could get
Yep.
crazy. I agree.
I
It could
wholeheartedly
get
believe that. And the
crazy.
sad part is, the AI art now, images are getting more and more realistic. Okay. Like sometimes they'll show a figure where the figure looks 90% real. But if you don't pay attention to that background, the way it looks all smudgy, then you're gonna be a sucker until like, oh, look at how pretty that girl
True.
is. I want to date her. You know what I'm saying? Or that man is handsome. I want to get to know him. And dude, it's shit. If you're going on these date lines or date apps or whatever like that, and you send a picture of you the way you look now, or just a random picture, and then you go meet and you look like a smudge of shit. You know what I mean? AI is gonna handle that for you. You know, Vic, how do you want to look? How would you like your hairline? How would you know what I'm saying? And then when you meet, like, yeah, that picture was 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, who knows, man? You know, because again, not to fall off subject, but if you close your eyes, you know, and you meet somebody, they could be the ugliest thing in the world, but as you get to know them, they can have the most beautiful personality in the world. Then you take off that blindfold after a month, like, whoa, what the fuck? You see, because, you know, we, the people, we're so judgmental, but we also accept everything that we see and hear, and AI is going to brainwash all of us. Okay. Maybe not you and I and many other people,
The
but
majority,
you
the
know, the
masses,
kids,
yes.
you know, older people, you know what I mean? You know, you give a take by if AI is being created now, you got kids at the age of, let's say, 13. By the time they're 25, 30, Vic, they're going to believe anything that they see. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not only just believing and it's not all about deception because there are really good things when it comes to AI. It's not just terrible things, but now you put me in a thought process because now I was just thinking about my daughter growing. No, you're right in a lot of different
No,
ways, but
listen,
it's not all terrible, is what I'm trying to say.
no, I don't think it's all terrible, but, you know, like, if you pay attention to, you know, movies at this point are very fictional, but then there's a realistic side of it, you know? If you see a movie with a robot who takes care of the house, you know what I mean? We're not too far from that. You know, remember they had that little weird vacuum robot, the little flat circle thing.
They
You know what I'm
still have
saying?
it. It's
No,
very
no, yeah,
effective.
yeah. No, I know, but, you know, you got things like that. You know, we got the security cameras that's on the web. Listen, I look like this, man. Anything on the web, you are not secured. I don't care what anybody says. You know what I'm saying?
Even when you
You know,
hit the private video or
yeah.
whatever, that's just for your family not to see
It
what you're watching, but the government sees everything.
yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, shit, yo, listen, you could restart your phone all day long, man. If they take your phone for evidence, they're finding all the dirt. You know, that's all to it, you know. But, you know, what's interesting about AI is I just watched a video, I think today or yesterday, and in China, they got this big rolling wheel that's like a cop or something. I don't know they didn't show what it does, but, you know, you see the cops walking and this thing is like next to it, like it's a dog or something. You know what I'm saying? Um, they already have walking robots, functional robots. They can
In
hold
New
things,
York
pick
City right
things up.
now,
You know what
yes.
I'm saying? Um, you know, it won't be too long before drones are computer controlled. You know, you know, there's a lot at stake here because, you know, you have to remember something, you know, we're always at war. You know, that's a never ending thing. You know, whether they put it on the news or if they don't put it on the news. And I guarantee you for, you know, when you look at the count of military soldiers that have died during war or whatever, it's getting less and less. Why is that? You gotta think about it. They're probably sending in drones to do all the dirty work now. You know what I'm saying? Which, yeah, I don't blame them. You know, they better be safe than sorry. But, you
Well,
know,
Henry, that's actually happening. That's
yeah,
happens with drones in the air, as far not the air, obviously, they're all in the air. But I meant more so like drones dropping grenades, and then you have the
yes,
drones that are I forget exactly what you call them, but like the big drones that are
yep,
man controlled, like a plane flying into territory. So, I mean that is already happening now. You mix that with AI, now we have a problem. And that's why I was
yes,
joking with the post that I put with TikTok, because most of the stuff I put is satire, but it is thought provoking. Because if you really think about it, if this AI is so intelligent, where I can go to the store by myself, there's no human operating that uh cash register. It's AI that's scanning my stuff, making sure that I'm purchasing everything. You have a camera now that tells you if you didn't scan something and put it in the bag or you're moving too fast Like they're gonna tell you, hey, you didn't scan an item, and then when you have alcohol, they're gonna tell you to go get an attendant to get. So the AI is already in work and play
Yeah,
right now, and
yeah.
that's just a tiny. That's nothing. You go to Japan, they're way more advanced. This is just like cheap AI that we have. This is second, third hand AI. It's nothing compared because AI is also when you're walking towards a door and it opens for you. It's artificial intelligence, period. The door knows that you're coming because of the sensor, and then it opens for you. So AI has been around for a lot longer than we think.
Long time, man.
But
Long
it's just
time.
getting so intense, like we're talking about, where I'm going to talk to Henry and we're going to have an entire conversation. He's going to laugh on cue. He's going to be snarky. And then at the end, I'm going to call him and be like, yo, Henry, man, that conversation we had last night, dude, that shit was so fucking hilarious. He's like, the fuck are you talking about? What conversation? No, I get it, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I am not naive to the facts. I am not naive. I
Listen,
just, I guess, oh, go ahead. Yeah.
listen. From experience, have you ever operated a drone before?
Like, what do you mean? Like one
Like
of the
operated one? Did you ever own
like a
one or anything?
DJI? Yeah, no, we have one here. We have one that you can it does its own thing. It fucking
Now,
it's really small. I'm sorry, I forget what it's called, but
no,
go
no,
ahead.
not
Yeah.
now. I've had several drones in my lifetime. Like even my boy Harry had a drone, and when me and my wife got married, he used it. Watching us walking on set from high above. And I had a '79 vet, and some guy wants to ask me, hey, can I take a couple of pictures with my drone? Dude, this guy took out his remote for the drone, just did a little bit of setup, and did everything from his tablet. You see, that's
Dope.
where it can begin. Tablet is what? Linked to the web. Again, you know what I'm saying? What he did was amazing, and I got to watch it. And then he flew far, like across the whole entire world, bird's eye view, coming down. People are looking, goes back up, and he goes, "Look, watch, just press go back home." He hits one button and comes right back to him and lands in his fucking hand, dude. And I'm like, wow. You talk about
Yes.
having a bird, you know what I'm saying? A bird, what I'm saying? Bird flies to your arm. And it's weird because I left saying to myself, wow, this is how it begins. It begins this way. It won't take much. And mind you, I'm not saying that, excuse me, not that computers are going to take over first. Hackers are going to take over first. Like even the drone that I have a little mini drone. It has a camera, and I could use my phone to do the remotes, do all the function, or just use the remote. You know what I'm saying? Now, the purpose of the phone is because you have the camera on and you can see where you're going. You can see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, are you the only one seeing what you're doing? Are you alone on that? You know what I'm
What do you
saying?
mean, like the hackers that break into the nanny cams and start talking to babies when they're sleeping and
Yeah, all
terrify
that
the
crazy
fuck
shit.
out
It
of
won't
them?
take
That
too
shit
long
is
before they,
crazy.
they do some crazy stuff like that. Like,
Well, it's not so, Henry, and obviously I never want to combat with you, but it's not that it's not going to be too long. It's already fucking happening.
no, no.
It's
I don't,
happening
I
right
do not
now.
disagree
Like,
with you one bit. I agree
okay,
with you.
really quick before, because just speaking of it happening and them, hacking into different drones and stuff, think about what they're saying. Did you like really pay attention to the drones that they're talking about on the news in New Jersey and other places around the world?
No, not,
Drones the size of SUVs. That's what they're saying that the size of these drones are. Bro, think about an
wow.
SUV and a drone. And when you look at videos right now, you could go on YouTube, go right now, or where we're at right now. Look at the drones that they have, the flying vehicles, etc. That's the same size of an SUV, but they cannot keep it in the air for more than 15 minutes, 45 minutes, less than an hour. So how do you have 6 foot, 6 foot by 4 foot size of SUVs, however they want to say it? You have these drones.
Oh, wow. I see it. Seaside Park, New Jersey.
Are you looking at it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wild.
the drones the size of SUVs are being flown over the ocean, chasing boats down. How can that possibly be possible if the only flying cars per se, and I guess you could fuel it because I'm thinking more battery, not fuel. Because if you put in fuel in those drones, then I can see, but
Now, listen, we are heading, and if people don't see it, I'm going to make you guys see now. We are heading into the future of battery powered everything.
mm,
You know, all of these vehicles that you got now, okay, even trucks. I think Chevy made their first all-powered truck by battery, and I heard it was real powerful. Dodge just came out with the new Charger that's all battery and produces like 500 plus horse. You know, like this was batteries, man. There's no motor in there. You know what I'm saying? Well, I would imagine there's some sort of motor to, make the thing move, but nothing that uses combustion and all that, or gas for that matter. And it's weird because a lot of these new vehicles, and you can always tell it's electric. You won't see the exhaust from behind, and there's a lot of it out there. Or you hear them go by you, wee. That's it, like a little whining noise, and that's it. And it's wild.
do you
Um,
know why it makes that noise?
I would, I don't know. No, I never really gave it
So
thought.
the electric vehicles don't make noise. That's why. So they put a speaker to make that noise to make so you can
Oh
hear it
yes,
coming by. Yeah.
yes.
When I first found that out, which was very recently, because I rented a Tesla, I rented electric cars, and when I found that out, I was just like, holy fuck.
You,
I
you,
mean,
you you know what I read about that, and I don't know if it goes for all electric vehicles. Um,
every single
the
one.
the the Dodge, the new Dodge, it has four different muffler sounds. Okay, it doesn't have a muffler, dude. I thought it was speakers. Where they broke it down that there's a long tube that they use where the air, because obviously when the vehicle's moving, the air's, I would imagine there's some sort of air thing going on, and
Yeah.
apparently it pumps this air through a tube and it makes those sounds, and I'm like, wow, like that's amazing,
So it's not
but.
even necessary to have the sound,
No,
only to protect humans and other
I
animals that
guess
are
so.
on the
Like, I
road.
mean, I'd imagine you'll creep up on somebody with no problem taking that off.
So, what would be crazy? Like, again, talking about AI and electric vehicles, because that correlates to all of that.
Whoa, whoa!
It's like,
I got one question for you and the folks out there,
sure.
because I don't think I can do that. Cadillac came out with one.
What do
Tesla,
you mean you
obviously.
can't do that? Do what?
I'll explain. And then Tesla was notorious for it. But if I'm not mistaken, many, many years ago, I can't remember the very first car that they used for it. It was in California. And using the autopilot. Do you think you could just do that? Just let your hands go over off the
I've
steering wheel?
already done it.
And how did it make you feel?
Like, it's nothing.
Now, have you
Bro,
been
I
in?
had, bro, I have a whole, like, and this is where me and you complement each other. Bro, I have a total different way of looking at life, dude. Like when me and my daughter together were in that fucking electric car. First it was the Tesla and then the other one, I forget exactly what it's called, but it's one of the newer brands where it's just straight electricity.
Yeah,
And terrible car. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. When I think of the name, I'll tell you. But the Tesla, bro. Like, yo, I am gunning for that shit. As soon as I can afford it, like really afford it, afford to lose it as well because they don't last very long according
yeah, yeah,
to some sources. But I did have a Lyft driver that picked me up in a Tesla and it was one of the older versions. That's not the point. Though what I'm trying to tell you is that, dude, I was very comfortable with the Tesla driving on the road. There were some times where it became questionable, and my daughter was my witness right there, Maya. And she was just like, "Oh, did you see that?" Because we were honed in on it. Like, bro, it was one of the best experiences that I've ever had with a vehicle. Dude, if anyone can rent a Tesla Hertz, they said that they pulled it off the market, but that's not true because they still have Teslas, at least
yeah,
here in Virginia.
yeah.
So You could rent it for an entire week for like 129 bucks from what I saw the last time. And that's during a Christmas, holiday season. Now, maybe it was because I was like a special member. I am a special member. I think I'm like gold star. I know it's past gold. I'm like
Yeah.
platinum. But my point is the Teslas, when we were driving in it, it is self-driving. You can't take your hand off the wheel more than a couple of minutes or a few minutes. I forget exactly. But I didn't have my hands on the wheel. Like you could play patty cakes, play a game of chess, and then it'll warn you like, hey, put your hand on the wheel, and all you have to do is put your hand on the wheel a little bit, and then get back to whatever you're doing. I wouldn't suggest it for anyone to do that. But yes, it is possible. I could see within the next 10 years that there's a movie called Upgrade. Excellent movie. Anyone should watch it if you're into like self-driving vehicles. But what sucks is that him and his wife, they were in the car, they were cuddling, like, oh, I love you, baby. And then the car was just like, meow, and did his
Oh,
own
oh,
thing.
this is the guy
Uh,
that became like some kind of cyber
oh,
dude.
yeah, he
Yeah,
came a
great movie.
beast, bro.
Great,
That
great
I
movie.
know
Great
you
movie.
like
I
that. If you're
remember that.
telling me you
Yeah.
like Deadpool, bro, you love that
Yeah.
shit.
Well, you know
Yeah,
what's funny, if people ever paid attention to that, that's been around for a while. You had
true.
what was the movie called? With Arnold Schwarzenegger. Um Jesus.
Not Total Recall.
Yeah, Total Recall. He was in the cab, but it was a robot,
Yeah, yeah.
and then
Judge Dredd. Not Judge Dredd.
you had Van Damme. He was in the movie Time Cop. Again, gets
Yep.
into the car, take me
There
home.
was another one too.
There's a lot of movies back in the well, I would say 90s. I think those movies were like in the 90s.
Well, you had
That
one with Arnold, not Arnold Schwarzenegger, but Sylvester Stallone
yeah,
and what's her name? What is the movie called? With
the
Wesley Snipes, dude. That
Demolition
shit
Man.
was yeah, that shit was
Yeah.
tough.
Hold on, I'm an action buff. Those movies I know, bro. That's why you said upgrade. I said, why that sounds familiar? I said, oh, that's the guy that they made a robot to.
And then
He's like AI.
iRobot, obviously. Yeah, that was the easy one.
What I'm
That
waiting for, if you want to talk AI, what I'm waiting for is Iron Man type stuff. With the nanobites, like, if people recall Iron Man when it first started, he was practically putting on the suit like, like little pieces. And then all of a sudden, the nanobite technology, you know what I mean? And now he didn't, it just, helmet, it just, came on just like the Spider-Man suit in Avengers. But you know, AI has a lot to go, but for what it's offering right now to the people, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. We went from turning our faces to cartoons or black and white photos or goofy stuff to now looking like an AI character, and it's not too far. Like I've seen videos where they'll put like famous actors and say The Simpsons starring, such and such, and they'll show them. And there are some videos where they look like the real person, and it's like, oh wow, So how long will it be before we start watching these commercials or ads or previews or coming out in 2027, and you see me and and it's not
or
even really
20
me.
look, 2027, 2024 right now. What do you think it's possible right now that AI are controlling those drones that are over the water?
I hmm, that's a little tricky there because
I didn't ask if like, and
I
I
I
want you to like, do you think
this
it's
is what I
possible?
believe. This is what I believe. I believe drones and AI is to a point where you dictate what you want it to do and just go take a nap and it's just going to do whatever the hell you dictated for it to do. And when you wake up the next day, it did whatever it had to do. Okay. And I say this solely because, AI is just getting to a point where, you know, um, let me get my thoughts together. Give me a sec. Is getting to a point where eventually you're not going to know what's real anymore. Okay. You have the AI now where you just type in a few words and it'll write you a whole script of a movie. You have AI now where if you want to write a song, I love my wife, and it'll write you a whole song about I love my wife. You got AI now that, you don't even have to press too many buttons, just talking to the mic. Play a jazz beat. Take off the snare. Do a double kick. You know what I mean? And it does it for you. Like it's like
Well,
it's it's
that's
freaky to me, you know?
and that's the difference that I'm asking here. And that's what like most people don't understand. I'm not talking about you. I'm just
Yeah.
saying people in general, like even myself. When we think about AI, there's two different AIs, right? You have the AI that you're saying like, "Hey AI, can you please write a story about a beautiful young lady walking down uh a valley that's filled with forest and just greenery everywhere, and she's wearing a red hood, and then a wolf comes out of nowhere and tries to snatch her up and eats her grandmother. And then you have AI that's just like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. You know what I mean? So we're talking AI where drones could be controlled by people saying, hey guys, circle this area and come back after an hour, or AI, period, doing that. That is what you call fucking terrifying. Let's say it is true that AI completely took over a lab or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and now they're just fucking with people. They're so intelligent, obviously. Artificial intelligence is like unlimited. It's you're giving a computer unlimited information to everything, even what we're seeing right now. Dude,
Well, to
I'm just
to
saying, bros.
to add to that, yes. Yes, it is a thing, like a perfect example, Walmart, if you scan too fast, the light blinks red or
It'll
whatever.
stop you.
And
Yeah.
then you see the video retracting what they think you stole or whatever. You know what I mean? If people think that that's a cameraman, sitting in the office saying, "Oh, he didn't scan,"
I
let's put
hope
on
they're
the red
not that
light.
stupid.
You would
Yeah.
need 100 people. Um, but
Hundred, the fucking
thousands,
thousands.
who
Yeah.
knows? Well, you got to figure for let's just say for each register. If there's
Yeah,
each
that's what I'm
register,
saying. Each fucking
maybe one man
register.
can do like four or five can, what do you call it?
Nah,
The
bro, maybe 4 or 6 max. But there ain't no way you're like, nah, I can't see that shit. No fucking way. It's AI. It's all AI. When you go to an ATM machine, it's AI. When you go to a coin star, it's AI. When you're on your phone, it's AI. Everything is fucking artificial intelligence. Even your to think about this. This is the most simplest shit you could think of. Your thermostat in your house. If you wanted to keep it at 66, who regulates it? You? No. It's a fucking machine that does it. It's AI. Your alarm clock is AI. Who's gonna stand there and hit the fucking bell at 6:30? No one. A computer does it.
it's funny you say that, man, because that is true. Okay, these apartments I live in, when we moved in, it had that old thermostat, like it was like a dial, you know, and it eventually, just took a shit. So they put in the electronic one. Okay. Now, when those dial ones, when they take a shit, man, it'll leave whatever setting you have, and it'll just keep going off on that setting. You can't control it anymore. You know, on these electronic ones, when they go, they go. Nothing works. You know what I'm saying? Like it's done. It'll just give you the temperature or whatever. But what's interesting is I was just brought up a point just a minute ago. Um, the other thing that will possibly be AI related is the chip in the hand also. This is the chip that holds your bank account, your identity, your license. Like you don't even have to carry a wallet with no more. I mean, shit. If somebody wants money, they're gonna have to chop off your hand, I guess. I mean, I don't know I don't know how that works, but you know, that's even creepier because this is in your hand. That means you're being monitored. They know where you're at. You know, they know when you're home. They know when you're at work. They know where you've been. And like, my wife is always saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get a chip. I'm gonna, I'm like, I ain't doing that shit." Because if you remember, not too long ago, they were almost basically saying on the news that they were gonna force it on you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying to myself, dude, what I think is going on just a side note in this world is the government, they're doing scare tactics with us. They're scaring us. But there's so much of us that are just calling BS, whatever, and it's forgotten. And a couple of years from now, it would be brought back up again. Oh, we're heading towards this. Oh, we're heading towards this. We're heading towards this. And like it's like, oh man, I should have took it serious 10 years ago. No, dude, just ride your wave, man. Ride your wave. Because nothing, if this country is true to their word and their amendments and all, there's nothing you can force upon me if I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it. And I think what's happening is, Vic, is think about this for a minute. I'm going to blow your mind right now. And
Hold that thought. Write it down. Hold that thought.
okay.
My guinea pigs are acting up. 1 second. Believe it or not.
Oh, I feel like I'm alone now. It's a slight pause because we all have our own lives. And, sometimes we got to stop and do things like at the moment. So he'll be back shortly. I hope shorter than shortly, but he'll be back. So what do you think, guys, think about this topic of AI? Leave a comment, you know? Speak your mind. Let's debate the way I look at it.
All right. I am back. Gotta get this. Gotta get
So,
that. Boom, boom, boom.
so I told people to leave a comment. Let's debate it. But see, now you made me forget, man. Damn it. Shit. Oh,
That's why you gotta write shit down,
dude,
brother.
no, 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 no. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sometimes when it comes from the heart, it's important that you remember. I gotta
True.
practice my memory, bro. If I write stuff down, then I'll
No,
I'll,
that's true.
I'll be
Uh,
trained to do that all the time, and I'll always forget. Now, I'm gonna blow your mind right now. Okay, let's talk about this AI. We're not buying it. You know, we have our strong negative sides and very little positive sides of it. But let's think about me. Let's think about you and anybody in their late 40s to older. We're gonna leave soon. This world, we are. We're gonna be
that's
gone.
right.
So remember what I said. AI is captivating ages. Who knows? Probably from 5 to 25 to 30. You and I got the best of 40 years, 30, 40 years. Okay. By the time that 25-year becomes 40, he would have been brainwashed enough to believe everything that comes from the government, AI, and all that stuff. So this is why I feel that we get hinted, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do this. Facebook introduced Meta. If people don't know what Meta is, it's a wild experience. It's like playing Sims, okay? But it's with people around the world. You could make love on this game for you. You can have a girlfriend on this thing. It's dude. I'm not shitting you, man.
I have not
Dude,
tried it. I
it's
have zero
wild.
clue.
It's wild.
No
Uh,
clue.
my son told me when he first got his Meta goggles, he saw a Biggie Smalls concert in the AI, and he said it was off the chain. You know what I'm saying? And to think, and I told him, hey, be careful with that now. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was it? What was it? Oh my God. It was another Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, man. Jesus Christ. What was it called? Oh man, I can't remember. But in that movie, they had a guy with a virtual goggles and then like imprinted a girl on top of him and he was feeling it all. You know? It, it it's it's
Oh,
it's gonna
I know what
happen.
you're talking
Sixth
about.
day, I think it was. Wasn't it sixth day or something like that?
6 days.
Yeah, sixth day or something like that. That's when he was like a clone or something like that. And it's like I said, you and I, we're old enough to talk about these old movies that some of these young cats don't even understand. But I'd recommend go back to all those sci-fi movies back in the days, man. It's nothing new to me, and I would imagine it's nothing new to you. You know what I'm saying? It's the type of thing that, there was a message being put out. Now, who comes up with these ideas? I don't know. That's a mystery. They have Matt Groening from The Simpsons, who supposedly he created all these cartoons of The Simpsons of things that didn't happen yet. What is that by chance? Is that someone who says, "Hey, listen, we want to off these two guys. We don't like their YouTube channel," and now he puts it in his in his anime of The Simpsons, offing two people like you and I, and 2 years later we die for real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird. Like is that a governmental thing? Who knows? I mean, it's a lot of
It could be a
conspiracy.
prophet.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, they had what's his name, Ostradamus, right? Is that his name? Ostradamus, I think it was. That was in our
Bro,
time. The guy who
Nostradamus. And there's
Nostradamus.
and the only reason why I say it the way I said it was because like there have been several prophets. Bro, there was a dude that predicted Trump's being shot in the ear or near his ear way earlier in the year. And with the internet, like YouTube and Gmail and emails, you can you timestamp. So you don't in copyright law, when you had to use
Yeah.
email yourself or sorry, mail the packages to
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
No, because like even right now, if someone wanted to steal one of our episode ideas, it's already timestamped. So this guy predicted that. So there's prophets all over the place. It's are you willing to accept the fact that these people predicted what happened? Like Nostradamus clearly predicted specific things. Jesus, all these people, these prophets, they predicted these things. And then it happened. Well, I mean, when it comes to several different people and several different circumstances, at what point do you tell yourself, like, is this all coincidence or is there real prophecy? And that's
That's
it's
interesting. That's
sad.
an
Yeah.
interesting thought. It's an interesting thought because, again, it's all about what we prefer or decide to believe in or what makes believe in or what makes sense, you know? And that's where I fear that AI can convince people otherwise. Hey, listen, it's getting to a point, and I find this so weird, and I've thought of trying this plenty of time. Okay. I I see these apps now that you could take a picture of a dead parent and it takes the picture and it makes them move around now. That's wild, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's AI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's wild. That's really creepy. So, you know, how long would it take before something really happens to a parent or a loved one, and they live far away and AI is just taking over and now, just creating this character. Yeah, I'm not feeling well. I don't want to talk. I love you. Well, just cuts off, when you're trying to call them. I mean, why would somebody do that? There could be certain reason, money, whatever.
Oh
You know what I'm
shit,
saying?
yo, dude, that's crazy. Like, you preserve the character of someone like a computer, right?
Yes,
Because I could
yes.
take this computer right now that I have in front of me and smash it to pieces, but it was all saved, like all the information. And I want to take this to a kind of a different level because I do want to mention the fact that when it comes to the Bible and specifically Christians believe that we are going to be resurrected. Do I believe that? I know more than certainly that it's possible because if you take a computer and extract all the information, you could build more beautiful hardware and then the software could be regenerated into that computer. Now, is that possible on a higher power standard when it comes to humans? In my opinion, abso-fucking-lutely. How it's going to happen, I don't know. But I do know that humans were created, right? I'm standing here in the flesh.
Yeah.
So what's to say that I
Yep.
can't be recreated in the flesh with the same memory that I had before? There is no saying that I can or can't. Do I appreciate the fact that everything that I deal with, and this has everything to do with artificial intelligence because now we're talking about natural intelligence. Everything that
Uh-huh.
I've been through in my life, can I take that with me to an afterlife or to another life? Or like how much information do we have? Why do I have reflexes where in situations where I saved myself by not even knowing I was able to do that? Does that make sense?
That
There's been shit.
it makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's a very deep subject. I mean, I don't want to get into it, but
Yeah, because we're running out of time too. But
yeah,
yeah.
that is something we should let me write that down. Afterlife, resurrection. That is a very
But
interesting
that has to
topic.
do with artificial intelligence too, Henry, because some people really think you could transform or transfer. Oh, man. Boy, oh boy.
Now, I would tell you one thing. Back to that picture. I can see I struck a nerve with you. If you could take these pictures now and convert it, like, one of the pictures I saw was a very old picture. I would assume the lady's gone because it was like, I mean, like a brown picture. And
Yeah.
it was a picture of her, I guess, teaching her kid how to ride a bike. It was a still picture. And now here we are moving, legs and all, and the kid's pedaling. And I'm like, yo, that's wild, man. And that was from a picture.
Yeah, that shit's
So
crazy. Yeah.
again, you know, once they start learning the lingo, okay, these guys are from New York, so we got to get the slang going, but not too heavy. They sound like intellectual guys, but they
Mhm.
say these words. And a computer in the flash of a second can get all the lingos, the words we use, bro, shit, fuck, you know what I mean? And how we say it and
It's
just
so
put it
true.
out there.
Yep.
Like, the next video, Vic, man, fuck you, man, I hate you. And glitch off, and I'm like, oh shit, dude, that wasn't me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild. It's you know, I would like to say that I would like to be alive long enough to see that happen and be like, see, I told you, just die, man. I die happy, man. Like, yeah, it
Dope.
happened. I mean, like you said, we got the drone vehicle cars now. People are making them. It's not like, this is not something the government saying this is what we're trying. No, people in their backyards are making these drones themselves. They sit on it and they just whisk away. And I'd be watching them. I'm like, yo, that's wild. But this is the problem. Again, is it AI generated? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? I watch videos where somebody's doing a jump and then he'll flip like 10 times and then land back on his wheels. And it's just bogus shit. It's just somebody playing around with the thing. But if you don't pay attention, you just believe it. And I think
Yes.
I think that's what's going on. There's so much of this AI generation. I mean, they got an AI character. Yeah, I'm gonna look him up one day and just send him to you. And he's like the first AI, guy or whatever. And he looks like a rapper or something like that. And he's like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" And he's talking like straight, not even robotic. And I'm like, "Wow, that's kind of creepy." And I think the problem with AI is they haven't perfected anything yet. You see? So what does that mean, Victor? That means they're gonna push this computer, this brain, harder to work that AI to work better and efficient. What's gonna happen to that computer when it starts thinking? Because computers, you could program that thing to think just like you if you wanted to. You know what I mean? I mean, you can. Okay. And that's what AI is becoming now. Okay. It's becoming to a point that this machine is now controlling. All you have to do is hit that one execute button and then the world is dominated. Like I've seen drones that look like the same drones that you saw in Terminator. It's like, whoa, whew. That gives me chills because I'm like,
I
wait a
know, but dude, they're talking about these drones are the size of SUVs. That's fucking insane, dude.
well, yes,
Fuck.
yes. I not too long ago I watched a video, no, actually a while back, and it was very interesting and it hit me a certain way. And the video is the guy's going to work. A drone comes up, which is a police enforcer. Hey, you robbed this, and you're gonna have to come with me, or else I'm gonna tase you or whatever. And the kid's like, "Whoa, I didn't do nothing." Throw him into jail. Okay. He has his TV screen, and guess what it is? A fucking AI character. you know, and they basically accused him of like, you're the one that did it, blah, blah, blah. And the kid kept saying, I want to speak to a real person. I don't want to speak to you. Needless to say, he spent like a week or whatever the case was. And they finally realized that he wasn't the one that did it. And then it gets released. And the moral of the video is they didn't notify the parents. They didn't tell them anything. So the kid was just lost for a week. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
I believe is getting to that. Is getting to a point. I mean, dude, just like when you send an email, hey, listen, I need to order this and that and this, and then it's generated. We received your order, and they literally skip a whole line. We will get back to you on the shipping date. Skip a line. Thanks. That's all generated. Nobody sees that. It's just a confirmation email. That's all it is. And listen, dude, I go through this all the time. There's a certain company I have to order like a white sanitary wipes, okay, and I'll put it in, and thanks. We will make sure you get those, the pack, and is always the same exact message. And that's the thing. If you don't pay attention to what you're doing, okay? If you don't see a pattern, a repeat, then just get the chip in your hand. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, do it all, So go get yourself a Tesla, make sure your house has the solar panels on top, like, just do it all,
Nah,
because
seriously, yeah.
that's what we're getting to, man. Unfortunately, that's what we're getting to, man. And for me, I pay attention to all that, but I drive my wife nuts with that. I'm like, oh, look at this, or my wife might mention something to me, and I'm listening to her, and I'm like, do you hear what you're saying? They just want you. They want to control you, And she thinks I'm crazy. She thinks I'm nut. And I'm like, and I always tell my wife, you do what you want, I'll be gone before you. So, but like all kidding aside, I believe that as our generation starts to die, and I'm talking about, mid 40s, maybe, fucking 50 and up, and
Damn right.
as we start to die out, it's our kids that are going to suffer through it. You know what I'm saying? It's our kids that are going to be forced into it because they're not going to know any better. And when I say our kids, I would say more like our grandkids, at this point, but it's getting all of us already. California alone they're trying to get rid of all gas powered vehicles and use
Bro, they want to get rid
battery
of
powered.
any car that's under 2014. They want all that shit
Yes,
gone.
yes. So, yo, stop it. So, exactly. They want to do all that. So they were already made. I'm not sure if it's a prototype still or they actually officially made it, but they already have their first battery powered rig with a trailer, that drives itself, you know.
Shit.
So it's getting to a point that if you don't see the pattern, and the most perfect example, people, is Walmart self-checkout.
Mhm.
What happened to those 20, cashiers? You know? Now you got people, they hold the phone because as you're scanning on their phone shows what you're scanning. So they look at your cart, you know? Okay, here's 10 items, Oh, whoa, he scanned 80, he's leaving. Whoa, check him out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the hell, man?
True.
Like they made them security guards or something like that, And it's just wild to me because, you know, they got okay. My job, I work on a floor machine. Okay, you sit on it, has a steering wheel. You do your thing. Walmart has one similar to it, a little bit smaller, that does it by itself. Sam's has it, and Sam's was the closest I ever got to one. Okay, I walked up to it head on, confident that it would stop, and you know what? It stopped and waited for me to move to continue on. Walmart has machines that goes around and this is all at night. Well, this is when Walmart was 24/7. Now, you don't see it as much because it's only late at night. And they have a machine that will go up and down the aisles to scan the stock to see what they need. You know what I'm saying? What happened to just having paying somebody for that? So let me get this straight. You don't want to pay somebody $15. No, I'm sorry, 41 cents an hour.
Yeah.
You don't want to pay them 41 cents an hour there in Virginia, buddy. Anyway, you don't want to pay somebody $15 an hour just to manually do the work, but you can spend $20,000 on this robot that for every time it breaks down is going to cost you 5,000, 10,000, who knows, whatever it needs. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's wild and it's just it hits me different when I start seeing this because, what was it? The car plants, same thing. They got the robots doing most of the work now. You know what I'm saying? The guys they just get to watch if there's a guy watching. You have a guy who is hired to make sure the machines run right. You know what I'm saying? But like it's just getting to a point, man, that the human race and the workforce just might come to cease to exist, man. Like it won't be there no more. Pizza Hut or no, Domino's Pizza, I think. I don't know where it's at. They have their first delivery. Nobody drives a car. They just drop off the pizza.
That's Domino's in
Yeah,
California.
in
Have
California.
you,
Yeah,
all right,
that's
so you
wild,
have
dude.
in Mexican restaurants here in Virginia, they have robots that deliver the food.
Yep.
Then you have Domino's in California, which I can confirm. What was the other one? You had
So there's a lot going around.
oh, the 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 floor cleaners in like Sam's Club and Walmart. You have the robots that clean the floors.
Yeah.
It's a robot.
Now, don't forget, um, they made I think there's two of them in existence right now. I know I read about one, but the second one that I read about, I thought it was I could have sworn it was somewhere else. But they have I read the article about the first McDonald's that had no workers in there. It was just robots making your food. It was strictly drive-through.
I haven't
You,
seen that, and
yeah.
that
Oh,
would be
look it up.
crazy.
Look it up, man.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's
I want to
wild.
look that up. And then you have I know that they have the pizza
Yes,
vending
yes, yeah. I
machines
saw
now.
that.
I've
Yeah,
seen that.
yeah.
Um, in certain malls, they have vending machines that have like just regular, obviously, sodas, candies, snacks, so or vitamins, ibuprofen. You know what I'm saying? Like they just had everything in this machine. It's just like taking away
Listen,
all of the stores.
the new Coke machines, they just put them in my mall, in the mall I work at, okay? They're nothing but refrigerators. You open up a door
That's
and take
crazy.
what you need. Okay. So let's just say, you want to be cracky with me. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, Vic. I want to get a soda. You know, I open it up and you ramsack and take five of them. There's a camera in there that counts all five of them and they'll take it out on my card. So basically, you just scan your card and whatever amount you take out. Okay, so if I put my hand, so now all the items are all the same price. You know how before you had vending machines where this was 50 cents or this was 50 cents. Look at me dreaming. 250, but this one's $3 or whatever.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
they sized it up where it's no longer 20 ounce, so it's a 16 ounce or 16 ounce or whatever. And as you pull this item out, you're being scanned, you're being videoed. Okay. So if I take out two soda, they're gonna charge me $5. So like I said, if you want to be, let me bust Henry's balls, and you take out like 10 items, I'm gonna be charged for each and every item is being recorded, and I'll be charged that way. So it's like it's scary, and it. I cannot express anything right now how I feel about AI. I'm for it and I'm against it. I'm more against it than for it. You know what I'm saying? There's some benefits I believe we can get from it, but right now people are just gonna cheat, dude. They're gonna cheat. I want to write a song. It's gonna be a love song. Oh shit, yeah, I'm gonna sing this. Not even something you wrote anymore. You
No,
know,
it's
it-
fine. The
from
way go ahead.
from what I understand, all you do is put a dialogue now for a story, and it'll print you a whole story. Like I
That's
mean,
fine, but what if someone puts you on the spot? You're not gonna have an AI chip in your brain, and if you do, then you're just a fucking robot and you just need to disappear. Because at some point, real is real. Period.
okay, okay. Now, this is what I want you to think about. Okay. Why would they give us that capability of like, I want to write 10 songs like tonight, and you just put in this and it does it all for you? Why do they offer that? Like, what do you want? This is like Manili and Vanilli getting caught, and these guys
Hmm.
can't sing for shit.
No, I
You know what I'm
know, but
saying?
so what I'm saying is that if you have an executive producer that's saying, "Hey, I want 10 songs by next week," and you go to AI and they write you the 10 songs, but then that producer is like, "Okay, look, can you make one of those songs today in front of my investors so they can see that you can actually make a song original?" Bro, eventually, bro, you cannot be Leonardo da Vinci or however you want to say it, the fucking Picasso and all that shit. It's either you're original or not. And people are always going to appreciate originality. A woman's touch is a woman's touch.
Yep.
A robot cannot ever replace that. You could get a robotic cat. It's not going to replace an actual cat or a
Yeah.
dog. Or that affection is
And they
never going to
have that.
take
They
it
have the
away.
dogs and not dogs and
It's
cats.
not the
They have
same
that
though.
little
It's
robot
not.
that can learn or whatever,
It's
that you
not.
leave in the house.
It's not the warmth, like when you feel warmth. And then, eventually, if they do want to do that, let's say in 30 to 40 years or 50 years or whatever, where they have a robot that you can't even tell the difference between human flesh or reality, a real dog from a fake dog because the dog's body warms up when it's next to you. Like, there's just too much to put into it. If the entire world wants to go AI and just be computerized and shit, that's pretty
Listen,
pathetic.
listen,
I mean,
listen, listen. I'm gonna break it to you like this. The world is lazy. Everybody, we as human beings have become so lazy. Why not have an AI robot? Why not have an AI cat? You know,
because
it,
eventually it's not the same.
No, no, I want to explain to you why. Okay. I wholeheartedly believe, you know, there's not a moment that I can have a hard day at work. Okay. And I'm working, busting my ass. And God, man, I got to go home and walk the dogs and then walk them again at night. Now I could just have a dog that has some companionship and I don't have to walk the damn thing. Okay, we're going to go to bed. Put your temperature at about 73. You know what I mean? And you can touch it and it's 73, it's warm. That's what I'm saying. They have to get rid of me. They have to get rid of you in order for this to start happening.
True.
Okay. These future films that we watch, there's a reason for it. If you ever notice, some films go the distance, in the year 3029, you know what I mean? Like, they go distance. But if you notice, 80% of the common future films, it stops. All the films are based in, like, 2098, 2085, but by the year 2060, you know what I mean? Like, it stops there. Like good movies are like, wow. And it's all AI generated. I'm sorry, not the movie, but in that lifetime, it's the life of AI, period.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I watched a movie where, and I thought it was incredible. Like, the idea was incredible, where you don't need a phone no more. They put a chip in your brain. Okay. And like, they show kids at a bus stop and they look like zombies. Like they were just looking in the air. They were on their phones doing TikTok, watching videos and all that, making phone calls or whatever. And this is by putting a chip in your brain. I believe that's going to happen. I mean, we got the glasses now, you know, what's next? Bring it. You know what I'm saying? So it's the type of thing that I believe at this moment right now, we're all being brainwashed one way or another. We have to start accepting because we're being forced to accept it. It's not a choice no more. There's an agenda here, Vic. There's a huge agenda. We might not be around to see that agenda, but our kids will, so will our grandkids. And I have a funny feeling it's our grandkids, or their kids, even for sure their kids, that are going to be succumb to the system. There'll be no more school. You know what I mean? But you got to sit up and just sit in the chair in front of a camera or whatever. You know what I mean? A little
Yeah.
orb ball with some electricity flowing out of it, and you're part of this class. Like, it's going to be a holographic class in your own house now. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Going to schools because you want some sort of other education. Like deeper, like to be involved in that AI technology. Because you remember in the beginning in the beginning, Vic, when computers were a thing, when AOL was the thing, and if you went to school and got involved with all this learning of computer, you had a three-figure job. You can't even get that now anymore. Computers are everywhere. They're in everybody's house. They're on the phones. They're everywhere. You can't do that job no more. You got to do something else. And I don't even want to get into education, but you know, people just got to pay attention, man. If you don't pay attention and teach your kids to pay attention, then we're doomed. We're
Yeah.
gonna
No,
we're
and
gonna be doomed no matter what. Because I'm telling you, man, everything is going to be forced upon us. Everything gonna make you do things. People are still suing for the jobs that said, "Oh, if you don't get the shop, you're gonna lose your job." Oh, oh, okay. And some people walked up, and some people got the shot. Now the people who got the shot are suing. The people who lost the job because they didn't get the shot are suing. You know what I'm saying? Like, things can get real ugly after a while. And you know what? When AI, if you know what I mean by this, in the computer world gets perfected, as we were talking, knowing our lingo, how me and you talk, we're screwed, man. We are going to be screwed. People put up videos where it's like 50 Cent talking, but you just see his mouth moving, but it's not moving with the words, but you hear his voice. I'm like, yeah, 50 Cent didn't say that. You know what I mean? Like, he don't even talk like that. You know what I mean? You hear it now. But people are like, oh, check out what 50 Cent said. He's real, man. He's real. No, the fuck he's not, dude. That's AI, man. Shit. We all, let me say, 50 Cent, I mean, all these characters that we follow, they all speak, and it's interesting you brought that, the lingo. They all speak in a certain manner. AI has been mimicking this, and when you listen to it, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. That's not even him. You know what I'm saying? But show it to a 13-year-old, show it to a 5-year-old. They're gonna think, you have kids, you know, junior high school kids, elementary kids that follow these icons, like let's just say Eminem, you know, and they're watching this video with Eminem's voice. They're gonna just stay, they're not gonna know any better. They're gonna be like, oh, sweat, this is my favorite rapper. Check him out. Look at his inspirational words. And all of these AI voices is all inspirational phrases that they're saying. You know, I'm just saying, what agenda are we up to with this at this point? You know what I mean?
Well, the agenda that the majority of of people have, because my mom has shared information with me, like Denzel Washington giving a speech, but it's AI with Denzel Washington. So what they're
Yes.
gonna do is use these superstars to persuade you in any kind of way. But we do have to end this now,
All right, man.
only because I have to go. So just look, we're gonna be back on tomorrow, 7 o'clock sharp. Uh, let's continue this conversation and let's invite people on as well.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna ask. Yeah. We were supposed to have an invite today, but he apologized while we were talking.
No,
So
no, it's
I'm gonna
okay.
hit. I'm
Yeah.
gonna hit him up again and be like, if anything, what we should do. Um, when we do the invites, let's see what works for them. Doesn't mean we have to wait for them. We could go on the next day, but maybe they're good for Monday.
Well,
Let's
no,
say,
they could always call in if they're available at any time during the live. They can just send us a message and we'll invite them, send them a link, and then they can just join the chat.
Okay, all right, I got you,
Yeah,
man.
it's super simple. I have someone else that I was talking to on TikTok. He he's interested. He's not like 100% on board. And this is going to be skeptical to anyone that's just listening to us. But yeah, let's end it. Uh we'll be back on tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Anybody that wants to join, please introduce yourself and we'll get a cracking. So Henry, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Definitely,
Um,
man. Always having a great time. This was definitely good. We stood on the subject, and you know, we'll be talking about Everlife and resurrection sooner or later. you know.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
every day is a new pop-up of what's new in the world, and that's what this channel is going to promote.
Yeah,
Today's,
and honestly,
you know what I'm
like the
saying?
whole AI and the drone shit, bro, there's a lot going on with that. So we're gonna
It
retouch this
is.
subject soon. So
Oh, without a doubt, I think any subject that we talk about, we should always retouch every now and then.
absolutely.
You got to,
Exactly.
because you know
Yes.
why? Next week something else new will come on, and you'll be like, "What?"
It's
You
true.
know? Well,
It's
dude,
true.
man, good night to you. Good night to the folks listening.
Yes. Good night
You
to
know,
everybody,
see you
whoever's
soon.
listening.
Don't be
And
afraid to comment. We want
yeah,
ugly. We want ugly.
we will see everyone mañanas.
Peace out, man.